If there's one thing I know about growing up, it's that nothing good can last. Okay, no, seriously? Who is that? Look at that, it's terrifying! I'm sure that most of you know who Math Blaster is already. The sweet green alien who made computer class fun while tricking us into learning. On the opposite side, I'm sure no one knows who this blue weirdo is. Who are you, and what have you done to my friendly green spaceman? Like most things growing up, Math Blaster tried to keep up with us by revamping his look in an attempt to fit in with the cool crowd. It sadly didn't work, and now we've lost our precious Masternaut to the ages. And Android apps, apparently? Also an MMO, but we'll come back to that one. This game was nothing like I was expecting it to be. Mind you, I don't really know what I was expecting it to be, but it definitely wasn't what I got. This creepy blue space boy alien is Blaster Prime, who, wait, hold on. I had to Google his name because I forgot it while writing, and according to the Math Blaster wiki, which is a weird enough phenomenon on its own, this guy is the only person in the galaxy who knows how to do math. What? Yeah, okay, sure. Anyways, someone named Amy is missing, and we have to find her to protect the Academy from being invaded. This dude, the commander, I think, gives us a pie ship to aid us, and we're off. Where are we off to, you ask? I'm not entirely sure. I guess to the other systems? Yeah, sure. Okay, look, this is a kid's game. Well, hardly even a game, actually. The story doesn't get any better. There's no twists or turns, it's just constantly save Amy. At first I thought this was going to be super short. There are 4 stages with a different math puzzle on each one. It didn't show me there was a world map or a level 1 type thing, and didn't explain a thing, so when I beat the first 4 stages and was shown the actual world map, I was almost heartbroken. There are 10 levels with 4 different stages in each, which wouldn't be too bad if they had any variety whatsoever. Yes, there are only 4 puzzles, the first being an asteroids-inspired space shooter where you fly around and choose the correct solution for the equation in the corner. Solve 5 of them to unlock a flag, which they spelled with a PH for some stupid space reason, and bring the 2 of them to the space station to win. It's pretty simple, and so long as you stay away from the enemies, you won't have too many issues. The second game is stupid easy. You're supposed to add up numbers to make a number in between the goal until all of the panels turn green, but all you really had to do was choose numbers until you felt it was enough and submit it. There's no penalty for getting it wrong, or at least no penalty that mattered, so it was basically just me clicking on numbers until they were all green. The third game is just annoying. Toss these discs at the flying numbers ahead to divide them and get the number for how many times it can be divided into each other. Match those numbers up to the numbers on the side to win. I basically just did the same thing and tossed randomly until I got the numbers I wanted because the controls were too off to be used correctly. It would go off in odd directions or wouldn't be thrown hard enough, and there were a few times it wouldn't give you the numbers I needed, so I had to just toss wrong number discs away until I got what I actually wanted. This game is timed, which can be pretty annoying later on due to the back controls, but it's fairly straightforward nonetheless. And the final game is most likely the worst, most unfair thing in the world. Look, I'll admit, I'm not the brightest bulb in the box, I'm not able to divide and multiply large numbers in my head on the fly, and I'm definitely not able to do what this game is asking of me. Considering this endeavor was apparently made for kids ages 9 to 13, I pretty much doubt they could do the later levels either. You're supposed to find the equation to go with the solution at the top of the play area. You have a limited amount of time to do each solution before an enemy gets awoken and released into the world, and a general time limit to reach the score goal. Okay, I really need a bit to explain why this is so annoyingly difficult. The first levels are whatever, a bit annoying, but still doable. You have a character that you have to control by clicking on the various numbers and math symbols. Click on the number that you want and bring it to the bottom left corner to make a solution that matches that of the number at the top of the screen. However, in later levels, you have 2 characters that you must control and coordinate. This becomes less about actually doing a math equation and more about time management. I want to talk about this stage specifically, the first time you get 2 players. It feels almost impossible to do, and I'm an adult! I pay bills! I do taxes! You have 2 minutes and 40 seconds to reach a goal of 2,350. To reach any of the solutions, you must add the numbers to the side to create a larger number to add to another larger number to make the solution. You have 1 area to do your equations, and if you mess up and place the number in the wrong spot, say like when you need a negative number, well, too bad, you have to remake the number because you can't remove it once you place it into this area. And considering the little egg things are on their own timer as well, and if you don't get the solution fast enough, it launches off into space and you get docked points, it becomes less of a fun math puzzle and more of a giant frustrating headache. I honestly thought I was stupid after I gave up. And yes, I gave up. No ending could make me want to keep playing this pile of crap. But I looked at other reviews and comments left on Amazon and GameFAQs and found people also complaining that the later levels were too difficult. I could probably guess what the ending was anyways, just based on the setup alone. You defeat the main villain, whose name is Imai, which they reveal later on to be a dark version of Amy, like we totally didn't see that coming the moment she was introduced to us properly. We save Amy, who thanks us, and we graduate from the academy and become the cool, awesome Math Blaster Prime. There, that's probably what happens. I'm not spending any more time playing this junk. Although, I may be done with this atrocity, but my curiosity was eating me alive, so I googled if Math Blaster was even still around. I found myself at the Math Blaster website, which had a Play Now button. Oh yeah, Math Blaster has turned into an MMO. Math Blaster MMO. MBMMO. No matter how I say it, it still sounds weird. I decided to delve deeper and signed up, having to download a client which I absolutely checked for viruses despite coming from a legitimate website. You never know with math MMOs. You get to create your own character, which points to the game. Character creation is always awesome. However, almost every option is locked behind a paywall. To unlock the option to choose any of these looks, you have to subscribe with a membership, a $10 monthly membership, or $130 for a lifetime subscription to a Math Blaster game. $130 for a math game. I have a history of spending too much money, but even I'm not that crazy. I choose the nicest looking stuff because, hey, even if I'm only going to play this once, I'm at least going to try and look good during my one-time tromp through the world of math blasting. After creating your character, you're tossed into the hub area, and where is everyone? You know what? I don't know what I was expecting. We're allowed to wander around for a bit before they force us to come and collect a pet that needs to be manually taken care of. So I immediately forgot about that the next time I loaded the game up and almost killed my pet. Oh well. We also get to decorate our living quarters, or pod, but all of the cool stuff is locked behind the membership paywall, so let's just head back to the hub. Oh god, why is everything red? Every now and then, a man comes shouting over the radio that stuff is attacking the station and that we have to reach the red alert area to help protect it, which is alright, but you can just hold spacebar to shoot rapid fire. My awesome character, Trung Glitchy Galaxy, scored 4th in the leaderboards. No big deal or anything like that. I also messed around with this ChemLab thing where you collect floating samples to create monsters, but I never really figured it out, so I left. So looking at all of these games around the hub, none of them seem very educational. The only time I ended up actually doing math was here, where I would fly through a track avoiding obstacles and shoot a boss at the end to find solutions. It wasn't really that mathy. Also, when I loaded up the game again, there were actually people around, but none of them said hi to me, so it's also a very unwelcoming environment. And okay, although that was a surreal, interesting experience, let's head back to the DS game. It's just not good. It's unfair and the difficulty spike is insane. The games that are fun run dry really quickly when you realize that it's just those 4 games. The storyline leaves something to be desired and the art is a nightmare on the eyes. It'll leave the age group feeling frustrated and defeated, much like I did when I remembered that this hunk of garbage was supposed to be a Math Blaster game. Looking back at what Math Blaster was and what it's become, it's safe to say it's best to lay our green man to rest. And bury this thing with him. You know, I wasn't really expecting to like this game, but I wasn't expecting to hate it as much as I did. More of a mutual but no. Nah, this game sucks.